Turd nugget. 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 Turd nugget.
YouTube. What up, YouTube? Woo!
All of that.
Oh man, I think it's hilarious how there's a bigger content creator. He's gained a lot. I won't mention names, but I think it's funny nobody gave me credit for rehashing this idiot that nobody was talking about. Ain't nobody in their grandmama care about. All of a sudden, I mention this cat. He becomes a topic again. Little old 100p's channel rehash this idiot, right? And I'm listening to the stream. I'm just tuning in, right? And I notice he's like mentioning people like involved with Chivo, and it's like, yo, you listen, you know what time it is. Don't do that shit. Like, and I'm not gonna mention this person, but how the fuck are you gonna talk about Chivo? And I'm sure Chivo himself even scratched his head and kind of like made a face where it looked like he was like you feel what I'm saying? When this person, this content creator, was talking about Chivo and had nerve to not mention me, I guarantee Chivo himself scratched his head and said, like, come on, man. It's one thing to not like somebody, whatever your fucking your petty ass fucking little girl reasons is. I wouldn't even know, but I find it real funny, y'all. What up, chat? What up with it? Double come up deleted videos. Keep in mind, y'all, this is not going to be no real long live stream, right? But I had to get on here and say that. And this larger content creator, they know who they is. I won't mention the name, but to go live and talk about this shit and to like exclude me from it and to like not credit me and mention me for like rehashing it, that's some real tail tucking bitch made shit. Like, that's honestly punk made panty boy shit. You watch, you listen despite the small channel. Stop it. You know who goes back and forth with Chivo, player. Stop it. You know, you dig what I'm saying. So for that reason, I'm gonna be a petty MF right back and just not even acknowledge or mention the person because you know that's a real WTF type moment right there. I would say so. But moving on, dead subject. 100 Pito, baby. What's up with it, Big Trav? What up with it? Finna get me a slice in a minute. I don't know if I'll stream all that. I know that's not the most exciting content, but yeah, John Turd Nugget. So yeah, that's what we're talking about right now. I'm kind of moving on from the the topic I was just on, but I was mentioning how this big YouTuber, he brought up the Chivo shit the other day, and you can tell he purposely, for whatever reason, I tend to hurt some feelings. It ain't no secret. I guess this person feels some type of way and felt like they could just purposely exclude me. But I'm here to say, you thought wrong, dummy. I'm the one that rehashed this old bastard. This small YouTuber right here, 100p, wasn't nobody talking about Chivo. Completely dead subject. I got mad that Chivo kicked me off his live stream, so that's what started this whole thing. My back and forth with Chivo rehashed this whole shit, this whole clown shit got re-resurrected. I didn't know about Chivo and Ghost and all this other stuff. When people said Chivo back in the old days, I'm gonna keep it real. I always assumed people were talking about Chivo Dominican representative, the dude that was beefing with Frisco Dom. Anytime y'all said that in the YouTube street community, as we're known as, I guess, just know I thought y'all was referring to Chivo Dominican representative, the cat on YouTube that had beef with Frisco Dom. Nobody else. I didn't know about no other Chivos. Only reason I know Chivo is because I was sent a link. Somebody said Dub's over in Chivo's chat talking about you and your children. So I clicked the link and went over there. And by the way, goofball, you don't know shit about what happened with Chris. You don't know shit about what happened with Jaleel. This idiot got his hands on a 23-page court docket the other day. You didn't think I'd find it, did you, bitch? That 23-page court docket barely fit any information into it. The only thing this idiot knows was the fact that Razir stole a car and stood on a corner and fired a handgun. That's literally all he knows. You know what anybody else knows that decides to Google this shit. Stop acting like you paid for something, like you have sealed this, or I shouldn't even entertain this because he's glorifying not only the death of somebody that was, close to my brother, was his brother, but the kid was a minor. He was 15 years old. You're talking about a 15-year-old that was murdered. So this is the last time I'm going to entertain that. I feel uncomfortable even speaking about this, right? It shouldn't even be entertained, but just because he wanted to get up last night and act like he had hold of something, secretive or special, you had the court document that anybody can get if they go to Maryland courts. You had the typical 23-page docket. And you know what that fat coward did? He got up here and he lied to y'all and said that he paid for paperwork, and he did. No, you didn't. No, you did not. You read the 23-page docket that I could pull up right now, which I'm not going to because, like I said, I'm not going to discuss and I'm not going to entertain nor glorify the murder of a minor that was in my direct circle that directly affected me, people that were close to me. That's not about to happen. That woman lost 2 sons in less than a year. Show some respect. YouTube aside, the woman lost 2 sons in less than a year. The least you could do is stop posting people that have nothing to do with this situation. Be a man and stop acting like a child. And I got something to tell you, Chivo. That is not equal to me posting your son's paperwork. Your son was a grown adult male who had a minor in his paperwork. Cuz how are you gonna act like that's an equal? And out of respect, I don't barely mention the victim's name, his minor victim. I just don't. How many of y'all heard Chivo live last night bragging about the kid who murdered my brother's minor brother? Bragging about a dude that killed a minor, saying, "Oh, he was a straight killer, Holmes. Yeah, that kid was no joke. The other kids in his gang were afraid of him." You're a real piece of fucking shit troll. You know that? You're a real dirt motherfucking bag. And karma's real. I hope you know and have learned this late in your life, if it's one thing for sure, it's karma is always real. You can't just get up on your YouTube bragging about the death of a minor like some weirdo troll, a kid you didn't know and have no attachment to. Your day will come. You'll get yours. And I'm satisfied and happy just knowing that. That's all that really is. So Chivo stalking info on teenagers now. Yeah, so Jaleel was murdered as a minor, a 15-year-old teenager. Kid was 15. And he goes on his live last night like some fucking infatuated child, some wannabe punk, and is glorifying what this kid did. Oh, that kid had people scared, and oh, he was like bragging about how the kid stole a car before the murders happened. Like, I don't understand the mindset of a man who's 50 years old, is not even no gang member, quite frankly, wasn't no prison guy. You on the West Coast with bad paperwork. Lord only knows the hell that you went through. Everybody in their grandmama knows you were hiding in PC. So for you to talk and then he goes and says, "You'll be lucky if I don't get a hold of the kid and his people and let them know that you're running your mouth." And what are you talking about, bro? That kid wasn't from that neighborhood. He was from Abingdon. That kid was from way further up Route motherfucking 40. You have to go further up the highway to get to that kid's location. That kid came to that neighborhood to do what he did. I don't think you understand what you're talking about. You could never go to that neighborhood and mention Chris or Jaleel. You sound crazy. 50-something-year-old man bragging about the death of a minor on YouTube, something he has nothing to do with, something that had no effect on him. And you want to talk about psychopaths and weirdos? Nobody wants to hear you talk about prison nothing. You're not no shot caller. You can't make nothing happen. He says he's going to contact the kid. I'll be lucky. You'll be lucky if I don't get a hold of the kid and his people and let them know you're talking about him while he's in prison. That's what I mean. He only knows what he saw on a court docket. Kids not even from that neighborhood. People that can't step foot back into that neighborhood. Go tell the kid, I don't give a fuck. You out of your old ass mind, your old dementia shrunken fucking mind. That's such a bizarre statement. You're not going to reach out to nobody and nobody's people, nobody in prison. Nobody wants to hear from you. And if you call anybody, what you should do is you should let these gang members know that have that you know, if since this is the route you're taking, this is the approach you want to take. Make sure when you call these people, these so-called gang members, make sure, idiot, you let them know that you and your son have bad paperwork. You was on the SNY yard and you left prison as a dropout with a bad name. Make sure you mention all of that. He's gonna call people that ain't from the neighborhood, people that ain't never coming home. Like this cat watches movies. You could tell this is a dude in fantasy land who doesn't know how nothing about nothing works. What up, Big Rupp in the building? What up, Big Uncle Rupp? Uncle Rupp is in the building, y'all. Show some love and respect. Hey, look, man, I'm done with the paperwork shit because I really, I think, I think Peace Slayer 420 is a hilarious dude. Damn near could be a comedian with the dub stuff, but I'm not reviewing no more fake paperwork. Like y'all want a good laugh? Dig this. When I set up that reaction video, I didn't know because that was a genuine reaction. Chivo wants to say I'm an actor. No, homeboy, that was a genuine, thorough reaction. That was a real deal, thoroughbred reaction. I'm not a fake, phony, scripted cat. Ain't no script over here. Check the method. I don't write scripts. This is real live. You dig what I'm saying? You dig? That was my reaction. You got what the video was titled, homeboy. That was my reaction to paperwork. Was it falsified? Hell yeah. That cat's name ain't no Leroy. That man is 100% Wonder Bread white. He don't have no middle name called Leroy. So I know I got trolled. It was funny, and that was why I took the video down, but I was man enough to stand on that. I didn't have to do that. A lot of people in the troll game, they'd have left that shit up there, but I did that out of respect, and he don't deserve no respect from me for what he said about me and my children. But I said, you know what? I don't want to be looked at as the big old troll. I like to make people laugh, but I don't want to be the big old troll that makes shit up. So let me take this down and do some research. And I did, and yeah, that's not him. But the reason I say that is because I'm only going based off of, real paperwork. Chivo could have did troll shit last night. He at least was reading actual paperwork. So I'm going to play the game fair, right? A lot of dirty dogs get down dirty. They don't play nothing about nothing fair. Well, guess what? Like Pac said, I'm a changed man. Just like he said on the Jazzy 5 remix, I'm a changed man. So with that being said, we're playing an even game, y'all. Just know I'm on some fair shit. I'm not posting fake paperwork. I'm not doing no pimple popping troll shit. That's gonna be stopping right now. Trust me, I don't like the dude just as much as any of y'all do, but that I'm not finna do. If you gonna hit me with paperwork, come correct. Send the correct paperwork. Cause I'm not gonna lie, if he'd have read fake paperwork last night, I'd have felt some type of way. It's YouTube. You can't let it get to you but so much, right? But you know, I was real deal disgusted by the fact this dude was, glorifying a murder of somebody, two people that I was very close to. One not directly, but through my brother Chris, his brother Jaleel. Kind of disgusting, man. You don't get up on YouTube as a 50-something-year-old man, somebody who left prison with a bad name on a SNY yard, and start talking about real lokes that was stamped and official and lost their life before they even became of age. Died at 15. Chris was shot and killed at 22 years old. I believe Chivo's son took the fall for his. I just wanted to say that, y'all. I will be off here probably in the next 10 minutes. I believe Chivo's son took the fall for his father. It's my opinion. Nah, look, you Buttermilk. You're up to date on the paperwork and everything, right? Like, I'm telling you, Slim, if you really dig through that shit and you look at the court docket, like how he did with my homies, you know, it's, by the way, rest in peace to them two brothers, man. It's crazy. I even had to come up here and discuss this, but your disgusting actions is going to have validated reactions. Always know that. Trust and believe every single time. You get up and say some foul shit, if it's pertaining to somebody I loved and cared about, I'm going to be right up on here pushing right back. Corrupt said, just trying to finish the week up on the wall, man. That's what's up, cuz. Hey, Buttermilk, I respect that, but I really like read through it, and it was his son. It was his son. If you read the paperwork, he was living a wild life. He was disgusting individual. He was running around with minors. He thought he was a tough guy. He got his ego and his pride hurt while he was out doing his junkie escapades. I'm trying to word this professionally, y'all. Like, this is just like how I speak and where I come from. But he was out living wild and participating in his junkie escapades. He had a minor victim with him. He was getting her high, and I guess earlier in that day, he went to go do some favors to a homeless man who I guess had dope on him. This is my opinion. This part, I feel like he did something and got shorted because the paperwork states how he was behind a dumpster with a homeless man, presumably getting high, of course, because that's what goes on when you're homeless and behind dumpsters in, liquor stores. And I guess they was getting high. I'm going based off the paperwork, and the dude got his Chivo's son against the wall and wanted sexual favors. Chivo's son didn't do spit, not a damn thing, left, came back later with a homeboy who gave him a machete and said, this N-word disrespected me and my manhood. I need to handle this. Dude said, yeah, you do. Gave him a machete. I'm going off paperwork, y'all. Don't got it in front of me, but I'm using my memory. Gave him the machete. He then went behind the fucking whatever, and he did his thing to the homeless man. Rest in peace to the homeless man. And I say that loosely. I don't know what type of character the homeless man was, but it happened. It transpired. He took the dude out. He killed him. He then went back to his minor victim, the female. They proceeded to get high on methamphetamines, where he then broke down, got into an emotional state, and started crying to his minor victim about how he was scared to go to jail, but stated how I had to handle my business because he disrespected my manhood, and I felt like he was going to rape me. So, big difference compared to my homies who you was talking about last night. That ain't how. And you know, RIP, CIP to the homies. They clearly didn't go out how your son did. Your son went out pitiful. Your son was doing homosexual favors, dog, for his drug of choice. There's literally no disputing it. The paperwork heavily implies. Hey, Crut, what you mean that story doesn't sound right? I don't know what you mean, Lope. Was he in the paperwork? I don't recall seeing his name on the paperwork, no. If you've ever listened to Chivo, right? I'm gonna get out this car in a minute, y'all. I'm about to put this road work in. You know, we really do boxing over here. I see a lot of YouTubers be getting up here, all of a sudden they be talking about sparring and shit. I don't believe a goddamn word of that. We might have to start taking this cell phone into the boxing gym, y'all, and turning that camera on. I know you know who ain't gonna like that, especially if you know who's training there. You can't have no types of cameras in that gym. But you know, maybe that'll add some validation to the call outs, because I feel like I've called a couple people out the street beefs, and for some reason they continue to talk about me. But I made it clear. I was like, in my call outs, I made it very clear that if you're not accepting the call out, if $5,000 isn't good enough, because that's a lot for me personally. If that ain't good enough to get you here, a nice, decent paycheck, about what you would make on the road as a CDL driver, like if that's not good enough of a paycheck to get you over here, because I'm right next to Virginia, I'm right next to the Street Beefs yard, hosted by the one and only Scarface. Shout out and respect to Scarface. If that ain't good enough, if you were going to react to dude saying something, you do it in that moment, in my opinion. Yeah, Corrupt, absolutely. If you were going to react to dude saying something, you do it in that moment. That was like some straight, like, cowardice. Like, yeah, I get it. Like, you might be proud of your son because, like, you're a so-called prison guy. And, like, I could see how you could kind of, like, navigate and maneuver your way into, like, using your son as, like, your claim to prison fame. But, bro, he killed somebody the way a coward-ass junkie would kill somebody. If I go out like that, guess what? That's not saying much. When I was getting high back in the day, I got cornered in an alley. I was set up by a prostitute. I'm not even gonna lie to you. If the man who pulled a gun on me while I was high out of my mind could barely grip the steering wheel, I came back because I thought somebody stole my cell phone. I demanded my cell phone back. If that man would have blew my head off, does that mean that I went out some type of way? No, that means that dude's a pure bitch and was a coward, and I had the balls to come back to a block I didn't belong on and demanded my motherfucking cell phone. So picture the magnitude of that situation. If I'd have went out, I would have went out on my sword. I'd have been fine like that. I was too high to even react. So if he was gonna do it, it'd just happen. But to anybody who don't know, that's one of my crazy little stories. I got a gun pulled on me in the alley, straight up cornered, had nowhere to go. I was too high to even react and do anything. I could have so easily got right then and there. Anybody who's taken enough E-pills, you know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. You take enough of them shits, you ain't doing a goddamn thing. You stuck on airplane mode. You stuck on airplane mode, Loke. I was a deer in headlights. If he'd have tapped that button, goodbye. No more 100p. That's why you gotta laugh about this YouTube shit, cuz I'm telling you, it's like some of y'all don't realize what I've been through. You can't appreciate the magnitude of what I've been through, right? So it's like I can only do but so much yapping. But I do enjoy getting up here and yapping. I ain't gonna cap and say I don't. I do like schooling people and putting them in a dress and putting them right in their motherfucking place. Some of y'all don't know the half of what I've been through. Think I'm worried about some YouTubers saying some slick shit. Okay, Loke. His son was a pedo. Nothing that exactly. It's in the paperwork. Yeah, he killed him. Yeah, he whacked him with a machete. Okay, big and bad. I get it. But it's like Corrupt just said, bro. The story don't sound right. You came back like a scorned woman. And look, dig this, y'all. Speaking of a scorned woman. Speaking of a scorned woman.
I want to be like a fucking woman scorn. You ever had a girlfriend scorn, bro? And I got this lead for you. Come and get it, bitches.
But we all know what time it is. What he really means to say is, yeah, we all know you a cop calling punk, straight up check in SNY yard. Let's talk about it. If you want me to drop the link, you can bring your bitch ass right up here. Ain't nobody that was on the SNY yard gonna talk crazy to me. I'm gonna lay that shit right out there right the fuck now. He wants to talk about he's going to contact people in Maryland. What if I have people right now come up here who got cell phones in the Maryland prison system? Talking about he's gonna contact Razir. We'll contact him, click the link, and I'll have some cats pop up on my live stream. Let's do it like that. Because I think all you know how to do is lie and talk. You're like 9 out of 10 of these motherfuckers that come on here acting silly on YouTube. You ain't nothing about nothing. Said he'll call Razir. Okay, and I'll get money to hop on his jump phone and we can go live right now from the pen. What time is it? You let me know what time is it. I have money, jump on this bitch right now. Let me get my other phone ready just in case he wants to go that route. You want to be a man and go that route, we can play right now. I'll have somebody who's in the system of Maryland right now doing hard time. You ain't gonna get up here and act cute and lie for your little fucking 6 viewers you get in your chat. And I know it ain't about numbers, you know, not for me at least. But let's keep it real, homie. You can't contact nobody in prison. You left prison with a bad motherfucking name, idiot. I did my county time. I ran my fades. I made a little mistake, and guess what? I took my sanction. I took my physical sanction. I didn't leave with no bad name. It don't matter if it's prison. It don't matter if it's jail. I left with a solid name. I'll tap in and call motherfuckers right now. I'll get some real lokes on the phone to come on this live stream right the fuck now. Do you want me to drop the link, Chivo? You had a lot to say last night, but you can't never be a man and say it face to face. You can't never be no man and click a link. You could do it in the privacy of your chat, but God forbid you be man enough to click a link. Contact your people who's locked up that you was threatening me with, and let's have a conversation. We ain't gotta say too much. Nobody's name's gotta be mentioned. We'll keep shit on the hush. But let's see if he's really got this play at hand, y'all. Let's see his deck of cards. Let's see if it really stacks up. I'm a man of my word. I'll call money right the fuck now. Just let me know. I'll drop the link ASAP. I'll just say this: I take full accountability of the path my adult child has taken as a father. I respect that, Rupp. It's this dude, it, the individual at question, he cannot do that. He's blaming it on and I know mental illness is one powerful, powerful thing, y'all. I'm not undermining that. I'm not the type to do that. I want to make that loud and clear. But you have to take some responsibility. I know for a fact you were the type that was bragging in front of your son, Chivo, about prison yards. I know for a fact. Your son learned his tough guy shit from somebody. Though he was, in my opinion, not exactly a tough guy, I consider him something way different. He learned that from somebody. I guarantee you it started in the household with his daddy bragging about prison. And like I said, I'm not gonna do fake paperwork stuff. If I find out though that if what people are saying is true, because there is rumors, and I repeat, there's rumors that Chivo has crimes against women and one involving a minor. So I'm gonna do my research when I get off of here, probably when I get back to the house. If everything checks out, if what people were saying is accurate, I'm gonna get on here and I'm gonna do another reaction. I'm having issues with Streamlabs, so it's not gonna be like that. The fancy setup I had with the fake reaction that I did the Dubs paperwork, but it'll be a reaction nonetheless.
D, motherfucker, D.
Turd nugget.
D, motherfucker, D.
Turd nugget.
I should send in straight to Mexico. Man, I ain't got no thoughts or opinions. I'm not even gonna get wrapped up in that mess, but it's funny, all these people that is I won't mention the name, but I seen somebody that was, all they would blow up my feed with is, like anti deportation. This same individual lost I guess their child to a car accident at the hands of an illegal immigrant. And the things that they posted on social media, complete 180 degrees. And it's like, that's the thing, y'all. Like, everybody's got different life experience. People's opinions might not always be hate, this or that, Using racial slurs aside, some people's, opinions and views on things might actually stem from some serious problems, some serious trauma. So when this woman, now when she, blows up and posts things about how, people should be deported, I can't say nothing. Who am I to say anything when this woman lost her child to a drunken driver who was an illegal immigrant? How would y'all feel about that? Speaking of illegal immigration and deportation, goodness gracious, could you imagine dealing with that? Could you imagine having to tough through that and to bear with that cold reality? Like, I just couldn't, man. I really, people think people are worried about prison and shit. Like, that's the type of stuff that scares me, losing certain people. Like, but he shouldn't be talking about anybody after what his son did. Yeah, and I'm gonna say this again. I don't think it's an equal comparison to, take cheap shots at my fallen brothers when, you know, with one being a minor, because your son wasn't a minor, he was a grown man. I'm allowed to bring up the fact that, he was doing evil shit, bro. There's no other way to put it. I'm not gonna be no fucking asshole and sugarcoat it. Your son was a fucked up demonic little fuck. He was getting high. He was like, bro, you're talking about getting high on meth with a minor? Like he already turned her out in one way by, getting her hooked on arguably the most powerful drug known to man. Life ruined right there. Manipulation number one right there. I really like it's a subject that has been touched on, and I don't need to keep pressing it, If I do another reaction to it, it'll be like what he did last night. It'll be bringing up the however many page court docket that you can get on Google. You go to his state's website and you can pull it right up. Funny how someone can be for one thing for many years and do a total 180 on something when it happens to them personally. Yeah, I'm not particularly too close with the person, but you got to think, like, how many people got fucked over by illegal immigrants until she finally realized, oh shit, it happened to me. This is real. And I'm not using that as a spiteful throw in somebody's face, right? I'm not a very political person, I would say, but like, talk about the ultimate reality check. Everybody always has this sense of like, oh, like illegal immigrants are such good people. Like, bro, you know what they do in my neighborhood? They flood my neighborhood with weapons. The next time somebody, my whole neighborhood, because for those that don't know, I'm back in the city now. What is this dude doing, huh? Hell no. Yo, this car just blocked me and I can't even get out now. Hold up, y'all. I gotta have a couple words with this individual. This asshole had multiple hundreds of feet of space. There's literally no other cars parked here, and they chose to just box me in. I can't move. What you doing, that Slim? What are you doing? You made Chivo schedule a live. Well, you know what Chivo does sometimes? He gets in his feelings when I go live. He'll schedule a live to like kind of trigger me, I guess. It usually gets no response, and the live ends up actually not happening. I think that he's not going to actually go live. That's my opinion. You feel what I'm saying? I don't think he's really going to go live. I'm going to say something to this cat when they get out the car. I don't know if they thought I wasn't going to say something. You got me boxed in. I can't even get out, homie. Hell to the no. I made Dub post about Panera Soup. Yeah, I've heard him talk about Panera Soup in the past, man. That's funny as shit. Y'all, when you park, especially if you're in the city, when you parallel park, make sure you leave a couple feet of space for the vehicle behind and in front of you. It's such a simple concept, but it's so often overlooked. It blows my mind every single time. Don't you hate when you park in the back? That's what I'm saying, Chaz. I'm parked away from everybody. This cat did the weirdest stunt I've ever saw. Yo, there's so many. Like, if I show you how many other parking spots is, you would laugh. You'd be like, what in the hell? You'd be like, what in the hell? Dig this, y'all. Look. Look at all that. Why did you need to park right next to me? What is your problem, Loke? But you want to park directly in front of me when I got a car directly behind me. So now I'm sandwiched in. I got to wait till this bozo gets out of the car. Then I got to risk confrontation because, you know, people carry them things down here and people is very, very sensitive, act like little ass kids down here, bro. It's man, y'all got no clue. This is how shit pops off, man. Something little like this. Now I gotta risk confrontation because, excuse me, bro, I gotta leave, bro. You got me boxed in. You dig what I'm saying? Here comes his boy. Guess they're leaving now. Get your Virginia ass out of my face. Once upon a time, my wife was the general manager of a Panera Bread years back. Homie, I ain't gonna lie. I've never been one for Panera Bread. I don't know what it is. I don't like they mac and cheese. I know that's got quite a bit of hoot and holler to it. 15% battery. I said 15% battery. Okay. Making do with what we got, I guess. Once upon a time, my wife was that's crazy, bro. I wonder how did they pay at Panera Bread? It's a lot of homies coming home that willing to really take any job, man. It's crazy how the street works, y'all. Like I know dudes that were making. I'm talking about some real deal money out here, and I see them working at grocery stores now, and like that always trips me out. And there's nothing wrong with that, y'all. I actually have immense levels of respect for that, more than I can even care to express on here. Because like Chivo said, I ain't no actor. I ain't about to, fake the funk, but that to me is really impressive. That shows great character. The fact that you could go from getting fast money like that, and then you humble enough to bite the bullet, so to speak, swallow your pride, and now you work at a grocery store. That is, you can't do nothing but respect that. But I'm telling y'all, I only say that because it's people I run into from my past, and I'm like, no fucking way, ain't no way possible. This dude 3 years ago, I know people don't like the J word, but this cat 3 years ago had junkies lined up around the building, stretching multiple homes. Talking about 5 in the morning, junkies lined up to cop dope. All this dude, you can imagine the money he was making. People running to him like the little rascals to get free testers of dope, and now he's in a grocery store. Like insane, yo, crazy. I'm not a big fan either, but she used to give me these custom little breakfast sandwiches. She'd make me when I'd be on my way to work every morning. Yeah, see, like that's the only thing I know about Panera. I know they got mac and cheese. I heard certain sandwiches be good. I heard the sandwiches be swanging, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not saying the mac and cheese was terrible, but it tastes like IKEA food. I don't know if y'all got IKEA where y'all live at, but y'all, I used to work at IKEA, and my girl worked there too. So we would kind of just have dinner dates right on the job at IKEA. You feel what I'm saying? And the mac and cheese, like that's the big one. The IKEA mac and cheese is 100% identical to Panera Bread's mac and cheese. It's pretty crazy. UK Tina, what up, Tina? Yeah, I noticed you earlier, Tina. I just couldn't really say nothing. I was me, I was on the road driving. Swedish meatballs. I never had those, or if I did, I don't remember. I know IKEA's got the worst furniture I've ever done got in my life. You want to talk about some cheap stuff? Look, what you want to talk cheap? Man, you spill a coffee one time on a so-called wooden desk from IKEA, that bitch is gonna flake, peel off. You know what I'm saying? Legs be falling off stuff. I've got the cheapest stuff I've ever gotten is every time right from IKEA. I know it's okay. I'm only listening, still not well, and also waiting on news. My niece is in the. Oh, I'm sorry. She's in the hospital having a baby. Tina, that's crazy. My homegirl, she just had a baby. If not last night, the night before. I'm supposed to. I can't say where I'm supposed to take her because I've got trolls that are I guess they'll try to contact my PO and tell them I'm crossing state lines and whatnot. But my homegirl from Philly, hint hint, she needs to go back to Kensington tonight because she just had a baby and someone's talking about giving me $200 to take them there, wait an hour, and then take them all the way back to Baltimore City. And you know, that'd be a hard no, especially for the homegirl. She's not supposed to have her yet, but she's had to be induced. Oh, okay, okay. Hey, I wish her 100% beautiful, healthy pregnancy, Tina. You let her know I said that. Where are you taking us today? I might take y'all to the ice cream parlor because my Cash App card just came in the mail. So I can finally start using cards again. I don't know if y'all remember, but I went live the other week and this pitiful neighborhood gets robbed so damn much, so god dog much, y'all. They had to make cashless payments. And I know what y'all gonna say. Oh, honey, you don't you know that it's the times and everybody's doing cards? No, y'all. I mean, like you can go in there and ask them. They've been robbed so many times they don't want to risk having cash in they stole. They are done with cash payments. If it involves risking them being robbed, they want no parts of it. You gonna use your Cash App, or you gonna use your Visa or your debit? She's only 37 weeks, but the baby. Oh, okay. She's only 37 weeks, but the baby. But the baby I had run out of room. My niece is tiny. Oh, okay, Tina. That's beautiful, man. What a crazy coincidence. Everybody I know is having babies. Store bought at Walmart. They'll be like, we don't have a Walmart, Trav. I own your life. Derp. Hey, look, I'm not really gonna front, bro. I don't know what the inside joke is about my shoes, but here they go right there. There they go. I still don't get the inside joke. I've shown y'all Jordans that's still in the box. It has nothing to do with lowballing or I can't afford something. These shoes is like something I went out of my way to order. Do you understand what I'm saying? My man Trav, you like them joints, Trav? Shit, only $20. Good old Walmart. Good old Walmart, like 23-1 says. Good old Walmart. I'll be loving me some Walmart, Jank. You know? Damn, y'all, I really want to get out and walk this park, but it's just not going to happen right now. And I got these bozos still sitting in their car. I don't know what they think is going on. I'm about to have to go up to the car and be like, yo, could you move up a little bit? I'll do that on camera with y'all. I know y'all get a trip out of that. Facts. Dub doesn't even have a Walmart. The hell is he making fun of? Huh? Yeah, and you know what's crazy? I'm gonna keep it real. I had to order them. That's how bad I wanted them. I couldn't even go in the store and get them. When I went live, like what was that? Like 2 weeks ago, I showed you all the shoes in the store. All they had was a size 9. You know, my foot. I can't fit. I can't squeeze these dogs into a size 9. Ain't nothing but the dog in me, straight like that. I can't fit no fucking size 9 shoe, man. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? Like common sense.
All of that.
You know.
Turd nugget.
What size are you? 7? Ah ha ha. Johnny got jokes. Johnny Giraffe got the jokes. I'm a size 10.5. Certain shoes I feel like I'm more comfortable with an 11. But then there's other shoes where I'm just like, nah, you got to give me a 10. I don't want anything below or above a 10. But that's like Timberlands, yo. Timberlands fit mad big, so it's like I gotta like basically downgrade a size if we're talking about something like Timberland boots. But other than that, 10.5, 11. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a 10.5. Certain shoes, they feel more comfortable if you get a size 10. I just looked it up. The closest thing Dylan has to a Walmart is Safeway grocery store. Safeway's the shit. We got Safeway right around the corner from where I'm at right now, but let's get something straight. Safeway ain't nothing like Walmart. You can't buy no pack of t-shirts in Safeway. You can't get all them different socks that Walmart has. You can't get work boots from Safeway. There's just so much shit that Walmart has that Safeway doesn't have. Like it's like a superstore compared to a average grocery store. Apples to oranges. The best $20 ever spent. I mean, yeah, bro. I mean, like you gotta think. I go through shoes like no tomorrow. When you running your shoes, you ruin them in multiple ways. If it's patches of dirt on the concrete and you run over it, that shit's gonna it's gonna spread all over the toe box, all throughout the shoe. If you got white tube socks on, I've had runs where I strictly run on the concrete. I've been running since a little boy. My form is picture perfect. Straight up and down, no special effects. Picture perfect. So when I go home and I see that I've got like dirt on my socks, like the part that your calves be on, I know automatically. I'm like, okay, that's kicking up that dust. So like I'm saying, when you run in shoes, like when you really train and you go through shoes like crazy. And I used to try to like kind of like conserve and save money, but it don't exist with this shit, man. Like you'll end up messing your feet up. That's the sad part. You literally can't do that. If you want to mess your feet up, go ahead. But if you want to have longevity in your running, no matter if it's like for like what Dean's doing with marathons, if you're a boxer, some people just straight up don't know how to run and they ruin their bodies. And then they go and what do? They blame it on running. Oh, running on the hard concrete. And y'all see the shape Floyd's in at his age? Don't do nothing but boxing training. Don't do nothing but running. Don't do nothing but body weight exercises. The epitome of health. I love my Timberland Pro AeroCore janks every day. I gotta look up the AeroCore Corrupt. I've never heard of those. If I see them, I'm probably gonna feel like an idiot and be like, oh, those joints. But off the top, I can't say I'm familiar with AeroCore. Yeah, you can't get. I forgot about that one. You can't get no car battery in Safeway. That's a real big one. You can get phone chargers if you're in a car like I am right now, and your battery's starting to get low on your cellular device. Most grocery stores, I notice they do always have phone chargers, and they be having the long ones, the 6-foot joints. If I'm getting a phone charger, there's only two ones I want. I either want a 6-foot extended cable so I can be comfy and let the joint swing, or you got to give me the 4-foot joint so that, what is this, is this 2 feet? Yeah, the 2-foot one, so that it's comfy in the car, so that, it ain't no long extended cable. They both serve their own separate purpose. I'm all about working out body weight only. I think that's what that says. It's the end of your comments being cut off by the cash symbol. Yeah, man. It sucks. My phone's on 4%, so I will probably end this live stream in a minute. But y'all tune in a little bit later, man. If you wanna see me go on a run and put these 6 miles in, I'll still be able to talk. I'll still be able to read comments if people choose to come in here, want to ask some shit or chop it up and talk, whatever, man. Y'all know the deal. Because with 5% battery, it ain't too much I could do. But I will definitely be tuning into Chavo's live later, and I know he's listening. I'll say bye. Hopefully, have some good news. Okay, Tina. Absolutely. Yeah, I see Chavo got triggered. He's doing a live later. I'll be reacting to that. I'm gonna stay in my lane, y'all. I feel like the Chivo stuff is working for me personally, right? It makes the most sense. Dub has said horrible things to everybody. It's a fight that you kind of just gotta be like, okay, it's a lose-lose. It's internet BS. There's talks of people going to court over it. I don't have time for that. So if it comes down to it, I got me a Jewish lawyer. I should be good to go, But shit, I try not to back myself into a corner like that. I ain't gonna sit up here and be fraudulent and say that I want that. I definitely would prefer to not waste time in my precious, valuable years and moments within my life. You got one life to live, y'all. Dig what I'm saying? You got one life to live. Make the next one enjoyable, folks. Absolutely, Rupp. Absolutely. Will do. And Tina, I hope everything goes good with your homegirl and her pregnancy. I hope the baby's healthy. Hope y'all have a nice, beautiful, happy ending to that story. And with that one, y'all, I gotta go ask this person why they ain't moving their car. I will be on here later. I'll catch y'all cats on the flip-flop. Peace.
D, motherfucker, D.
Hey,